In today's segment, we're going to talk about the AR-15. It is a sporting rifle, it is a tactical rifle, it is not an assault rifle. An assault rifle is something that the anti-gun people are trying to market or put out there as part of the propaganda to turn everybody against these type firearms. These can be used for sporting purposes and competitive shooting, they can be used for hunting, they can be used by law enforcement units for tactical purposes and for home defense. So it is the AR-15, automatic rifle model 15. Now we've got what's called the one-point sling attachment. That's an aftermarket option, and you've got to take off this bolt and put it on. Now I like the one-point sling attachment as you see here where it swivels. Now here's why I like it. Once it's on, if I'm in a situation, I got the one-point sling on. If I'm in a situation with this swivel, where I can swivel the one-point sling from the left side to the right side, if I'm in a situation where I have to slice the pie or go around the barricade to the left side, so if I'm here, that's good, but what if I'm over here? I need to transfer the gun over to my left shoulder, so I do so. Now, if you notice, this one-point sling just pivots directly over. Very smooth, very easy application from right side to left side. If you have a one-point sling attachment, it's only attached on the left side. Sometimes when you swing it over and you're going to try and use the opposite shoulder, it doesn't swing over as smoothly, and it binds up, makes it a little bit more difficult. And again, under stress, you want to keep it simple. Also, it makes it a little faster, and you're ready to use it and utilize it as you need to. That's why I like this type one-point sling attachment. Also, when we're talking about a one-point sling, I like to get a one-point sling instead of a two-point. The one-point sling, it allows you to swing from left shoulder to right shoulder in case you have to slice the pie or work a barricade to the right side or the left side. Here's what I mean by that. Again, if you're working a barricade this way, that's great. But what if you have to work a barricade this way? You need to bring the gun around to your left shoulder. Now you're ready to engage a threat and utilize a barricade. So you got all the cover you need right here. Now you've got so much more cover behind you as opposed to over here. So it really works it out in a tactical situation. Now with this, what we also need to think about with your one-point sling is, the one-point sling allows you to then let the gun hang so you've got your hands free. So you can do stuff. You know, if you need to handcuff somebody in a police situation, if you need to go ahead and use your hands to pick something up, you can do that. Otherwise, if you don't have any sling at all, you got to set the gun down or have somebody hold the gun while you're doing something. Another thing you might want to look at is, when you turn the gun, you can, with a one-point sling, you bring it over here to one side. Now it frees up your right hand. So if you need to draw the gun, if you're right-handed, you've got the firearm on this side, the rifle on this side, your handgun on this side. It's easy to draw the gun, bring it up on target. Also, it's easier to move. You bring it over here on the left side, and the one-point sling allows you to do all that. If you keep it up here, you're going to end up banging it into your knees. This allows you to bring it over here on the left side and utilize it. And if you still need it, you can grab it, bring it around to the front, and you can still go ahead and engage the threat and do whatever you got to do to continue on the battle. Now that's something you need to think about. Also, when we talk about a one-point sling, I recommend that you go ahead and get a one-point sling attachment that actually has 2 points of detachment. I like to have one right here, so if it's on you, and you got it on and the bad guy grabs you, and he's pulling you from behind this way, all you have to do is grab this, detach, and get out from underneath there so he's not choking you with your own one-point sling. And then I like it also where it detaches from the rifle. So if I've got a couple of firearms with the same one-point sling attachment, I can keep the one-point sling on me, just detach it here, put that rifle down, pick up the new one, hook onto the one-point sling attachment, and I'm ready to go. Just makes it a lot more convenient, a lot simpler. Something you need to think about, because not all one-point slings have this detach. And it's really important that you do get the detach, because it'll really enhance your ability to protect yourself, especially if somebody grabs this stupid thing and starts pulling on it. Otherwise, they can actually pull it around to a point where they're almost hanging you, strangling you. Now, another thing to think about is when you put your one-point sling on, if you're right-handed, you want to make sure you put your left arm through your one-point sling and bring it over your head. That way, as I showed you a moment ago, When you bring the gun around to let it hang, it hangs over here, so it frees up your access to your handgun on the right side. Again, if you're a lefty, you're going to have to go the opposite. Folks, thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned for our next segment.